about to fall in my chair when I hit 250. And I got under 250. And I was like, I'm really under 250.
It's unbelievable, right? It's like,
and this is like, so we're in the pandemic, right?
In the pandemic, yeah.
This is during the pandemic. You can't see people. You can't go out. Nobody's going anywhere. And I'm like, I don't have anybody to tell. But let me tell you, I was just like, when we're coming out of the pandemic, and Jeremy's like, man, you did this at a difficult time, man. Like, when you're at the house and you could eat, you didn't. Yeah. And I didn't even think about it, man. I was just like, look, I need something to get me healthy. Yeah. And man, I hadn't looked back since. Yeah. I hadn't looked back since.
You were off to the races. I knew it on that first conversation. I don't know what it was, and at some point I want to figure out why some people are off to the races.
Yeah.
And other people are just resistant. Yeah. But you were, for whatever reason, you were ready for it. And,
yeah, man.
And you've been off to the races. So the reaction from other people, what people, as you're coming down, it's we call it the fast way out, but it's a very slow process.
It's a slow process. Yeah.
It's play on words. But as you kind of shrink in, what are people saying? Anybody worried about you? Or
of course, my mom, she is like, boy, you on that stuff? And I'm like, nah. I said, Mama, I'm not on anything. My family started noticing. I started noticing again back. Football season was like on a pause. 2020, like college. And then in high school we did some stuff. And what I remember noticing, I had gotten under 250, and some of my ref buddies started to notice. Because my shirts are a little bit bigger now. And then I told Jeremy, because I was wearing a 3X.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, yeah, it's probably time to put this 3X down, because it started to. This is when I noticed, when I put it on to go to my game, my wife was like, that shirt is way too big, because I had a whole lot on my side, and she's just pulling me on the side right here. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably have to order a new shirt. But yeah, other people started noticing, my ref buddies. My wife was like, you know what, baby? Try to, I kept some clothes from way back, when we first met. And I was like, I can't get in that. That's a 2X. I probably can't even. And I slipped it on one day. It was like an old Hilfiger shirt my wife told me to throw away. I could wear it. And I just remember thinking like, I feel like you just took me back to like before college. Because I hadn't been under 250 since before college. So, yeah, that was a good feeling.
Yeah. Where are you now? What's your if you're open to sharing?
Yeah, I'm sitting right now at like 236.
Okay. So that's a solid 55 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So congratulations, man, on that.
And I want to keep going. I'm just keep going. And what I found is, I thought, okay, the fasting is gonna go out the window when you go on vacations and holidays. But it doesn't. I mean, for me, my brain goes to, I'm just fasting up until that point. And what I find out is I actually eat less. I take in less because I'm not taking in the sugar, and I don't have so I get full, and I'm just like, okay, I just stop. Because I know my cutoff time is coming. I just stop. Yeah. I just stop. I do my fast on vacation.
Yeah.
Because I just stick with my, I know we've gone all inclusive. I'll just get up, we'll just do coffee, and I'll go. Me and my wife will go for a walk on a resort, or go to the gym, and or we'll walk and do some activity, and we don't think about it. And I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna just do a light lunch or salad or something, and then we do early dinner, so we cut it off before the time. Found out I did that, and I was like, come back from vacation, we stay a week. I had maybe picked up 1.5 pounds, if that. And I was like, this fasting thing.
It's something to it.
I was like, but this is the thing. You never told me to give up anything. You were like, you're gonna be on vacation. Go ahead. You're gonna have time. You can't just give up. Just enjoy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had to admit, go on vacation. I had a piece of something sweet, and I told you, I had it. Man, it felt like my stomach. I was like, the sugar. It was so overwhelming that I was like, I couldn't even. It was kind of upsetting to me. I ain't even want it. I was like, and you don't even think about it. So, and I was like, nah, I'm just want to stick to just whatever food. So, yeah.
That's great, man.
That's wrong, man.
Yeah.
So John was one of the stories we released, one of the success stories. We did 4 of them.
Yeah.
John, I think, was story number 4. And so we had some questions that we asked on the success story that I thought maybe, you probably answered a lot of it, but I thought maybe we could ask you some of these questions that you have not answered. So was it difficult to fast when you first started? And how did you get through those difficulties?
So I will say, I don't know if it was difficult, but it was a challenge. And I mentioned that when I started getting into my fast, and of course my family's cooking. For me, I just got out of the house. And I would say my wife would make dinner for the kids, because kids, you can't force the kids to, but I started my fast where my kids are now like, I'm into it. My kids are like, no, we're not gonna eat in front of daddy. And I was like, no, go ahead and eat, baby. Go ahead and eat. My daughter's like, no, we ain't, daddy, you fasting tonight, right? Okay, so never mind. So my daughter was in that mode. She was like, all right, I'm not gonna. And so I would just, my thing when I tell my kids and my wife is like, hey, I'm going to have dinner. And when I say I'm going to have dinner, that means I'm going to the gym or I'm going for a walk. And I would just, that's what I did.
Yeah.
The other thing is, which is crazy, I committed myself during my 36s to do something that I wanted, that something I loved, right? I just started a couple things. I'm a video game guy. I'm from that era. I said, I'm gonna crank up my PlayStation 3, 4. I don't have what the latest. And I said, I had a bunch of video. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get some hours of that and just unwind, and I started doing that. The next thing I said, I'm a big sci-fi thing, Star Wars, Predator, anything sci-fi.
Come on, brother. Come on, man.
I said,
yeah, he's big Star Wars.
Yeah, man. I said what I'm gonna do during my fast.
He talking to me now. He ain't talking to you.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about Star Wars.
During my fasting days, I said I started reading books, like Star Wars books, audio books.
Yes, sir.
Get on we got a Peloton. I'm reading. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, because I was like, I started just picking up like different hobbies, and crazy, man. I went through maybe 7 or 8. I don't even know how many Star Wars books. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's a whole new world.
It's amazing.
Whole new world.
Brand new context to everything.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was my thing, and I'm on a pedal, and I'm not going strenuous, but I'm just pedaling, listening. Auto books.
Yeah.
Audible.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did to kind of get through my.
Okay.
And that, start a hobby, start something that you're interested in. Go back
to school.
Go back to school. Yeah. That's how I got through.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. It sounds like you're still doing the 36s. Is that right? What's life like for you now?
So what I do, I do 36s.
Okay.
Mondays are my 36 day. Mondays when I come off of a weekend. And then when I get off season football, I do 2 36s.
Okay.
I don't think I have done 3. One time we tried a 48. I did do 46.
I was gonna ask what's the longest. So
yeah.
About 46. That's good.
And I told Jeremy that day, I think I was getting close, and you was like, "You're almost there. You're almost there," and I can't remember what I was doing, and I was, I started watching TV, and then I was doing something around the house, like load of clothes, and I don't know. My wife and kids came home, and it was just like, bam, I had something to eat.
You're not even thinking, just pick something up.
I was like, but it had been 46 hours.
That's amazing.
So that was the longest I did.
So that's incredible. How do you balance the celebration with the I didn't quite get
Yeah.
it. So it's still, that's incredible. That should
Yeah.
be something to celebrate and not something to be disappointed about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if somebody makes it to 22 instead of 24, that's still a great thing.
Oh, yeah,
to-
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a big stretch.
It
man.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So Sunday, going into your 36,
Mm-hmm.
you just got your regular cutoff time at 8.
Yeah,
and
I
that
just-
begins to 36.
Yeah, I
So
do
you-
my
okay,
cutoff.
okay.
And Sunday, I'll start that Sunday night about 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I a couple times even it just depends on how I'm feeling. I'll even try to do an earlier one so I know I'm getting through it. Like when I did that 46, I think I cut off like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
I had early because on Sunday sometimes you eat earlier after
That's
church
right.
or something,
Mm-hmm.
and so I may do that and then take it through on my 36.
I might test that out.
Yeah.
What myself and Quick was doing at one point, and this was summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
summertime on the weekends, you just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we start the week off with a 24 and end the week with a 24.
Mhm.
Like we cut off noon on Monday and not eat until Tuesday at noon. And
Okay.
then going into the weekend, we cut off Thursday at 12 noon. Start again on Friday, 12 noon.
Yeah.
So you got those 224s built in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then see, I hit my 36 and then I would go it. So it'd be Tuesday, and then that Wednesday I just start another one.
Mm.
Or that after Tuesday I eat, I start another one. When I'm not doing that, then I'll at least try to do a 24 like in my midweek,
Yes.
and then if I do my 24 by the close to the weekend, I'll either, and which is crazy, like Friday nights is when you think, oh, okay, yeah, you're gonna eat and go out with the family.
Yeah.
No, I'll do one that day because I'll say, okay, go take that 24 into the Saturday,
Yes.
and that has worked for me. So, I mean, do whatever schedule is like
Yeah.
works,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think Jeremy gave me any like limitations. He was like, pick the days that work best for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Completely
So,
customizable, man.
yeah. Yeah.
So you talked about the health struggles that you've had, the 5 medications. What's that like now? Are you still on? Hopefully not the 5. Like,
I'm not on
what's-
5. I'm down to 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Um,
great, man.
And my doctor, of the 2, my doctor has decreased 1 down to a very low dosage.
Yeah.
I am up for my new, checkup this year. So I'm gonna ask him to take off 1 or take me down more. My doctor even noticed
Okay.
my weight loss as well. And I actually told him, hey, I'm fasting. And he had the same kind of response, like, hey, just make sure you're hydrated,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure you, listen to your body.
Mhm.
He was like, he of course told me all the medical, like, hey, you should feed your body and do this and do this. And he was like, but, you have to, the key thing he told me was find what works for you.
That's right.
And just do it healthy. He's like, you can always come back to me. We can check your body. He's like, but you look great.
Mhm.
Plus, it was the first time with him being with me that he saw me have a string of normal blood pressures.
Nice.
Because now my blood pressure, now I'm down, 236, 235. He's seeing me at the 120s over 70.
Mhm.
How he reduced one is that he saw me. Went in his office one day, and I had did like a 30-minute cardio session,
Mm-hmm.
maybe early that morning. Before I went afternoon, and my blood pressure was too low. It was down like 1. It was like 112 over 60 something. It was like, no, that's a little too low.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to take you off. We need to take you. And I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
I know it's too low. I don't want to die, but take me off. And so, but I'm down to 3.
Nice.
Down to 3.
Gout, how's the gout?
Gout is good.
Okay.
When I don't, not gout as good as the pain is good, but the gout flares have reduced.
Okay.
And this is a key point. People always tell you like, oh, gout, you're eating beef, you're eating shellfish, and it's triggering. What I found out is hydration.
Mm.
I've, of course, Googling, and
Mm-hmm.
I found out just Googling, hydration could be one of the issues.
Wow.
But the fact that I started taking in more water, I was having less gout pains.
Mm-hmm.
Not even thinking about it. So I was like, let me test this, because I'm drinking the water. I start having shrimp and beef and pork.
Testing everything.
and no issues.
No issues.
No issues.
Wow.
No issues.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah.
Good. Let me see what other questions we had. Talked about your longer fasts. You mentioned exercise a little bit. Do you exercise now? What do you do? How often?
I do.
What are you doing?
I do elliptical because
Okay.
I had knee problems. I'm a former athlete. I had knee problems.
Yeah.
So